Hello, my people. I know it has been so long. Oh my God, forgive me for each and everything that we have been through. But how are you? How are you? Today, I feel a little bit down because of what we are going through as Africans. I thought we would unite more. I send love to all the people that have been affected within this. I know so many people have lost jobs, so many people have actually lost a lot of stuff. Some felt like they wanted to kill themselves. Some feel like it's not doing us justice. But anyways, let's just pray that all this goes back to us. Let our governments actually do what is supposed to be done to give us back our Africa. Welcome back to the Healing Hearts. Thank you for showing me all this love. Thank you. Thank you so much. You subscribed, and those who haven't, kindly come back and subscribe. Listen, because we have so many stories. Allow me thank my family, my friends, and all their friends, all the people that you have made listen to my podcast. I told you this is a healing podcast, and we are telling stories. You can briefly tell us what happened and then tell us how you healed from that painful or anything that made you heal. Thank you so much for really listening to us. Thank you for listening to this voice. And one of the people from Namibia actually told me there is something when they're greeting good morning, they say mwalala po. It kind of sounds like a Swahili word, though I guess all African languages sound the same. But how are you? How is everything? How has been your week? How is everything? Where you're coming from? Kindly tell me where you're listening in from and what did I do this week? Well, I wanted to work on so many things, and I'm working on a lot of things. And one of the places that I went, I learned something, and I wanted to introduce it to you guys. And every week I would ask you what you dared in your life. What are you daring? So I dare you to dare yourself. And when you do, kindly tell me what you dared and what you did through the daring. Kindly do. Me, I dared myself to go back for public speaking. And trust me, it was worthwhile. It was something that was so beautiful for me to actually go back and do. It was such a great time with so many great people, and it was something I dared myself to do. So I dare you to dare yourself. As usual, we have 4 letters, guys. I have so many letters. You sent in so many things, and I am so blessed, and I am so happy to actually call you my people. Thank you so much for everything. I actually picked 4 different countries and I liked it. I really liked it. And I didn't know. I had people, I had friends. And today, allow me say, my first letter comes from Tanzania. It comes from Mwisho. She says, VP Mama, thanks for the podcast. My name is Mwisho. I survived child abuse from my own father. My mom died when I was really young, and my dad didn't remarry. And the love he showed me, I thought was the fatherly love. Indeed, at first, maybe as a child, it was. When I made 12 years, my dad started harassing me sexually. I had no one to tell because he could not let anyone come to our home, and I could not tell anyone because I was afraid as a child to say. And he had told me if I ever told anyone, he would chase me away from home. Being a child and not knowing where to go, I had a voice and I knew I had dreams. I knew I had to do something. At 16 years old, I escaped from this so-called abuse. I left home with nothing and I didn't know where I was going. I traveled far away from my home and started a new life. Imagine a girl of 16 years starting a new life. But thanking God, because of the few things that school had taught me, I went far away where I know my dad could never find me. Well, As we say, life can never be so disappointing. If you're determined in life, with God, everything is possible. I prayed and I worked and I did everything to make me money. I never wanted to be anyone's victim ever again. As a young girl, I know, and I went through a lot. But if my own dad could do that to me, I knew the world would never be so friendly to me. So from a young age, I developed a heart to know that I'm alone. I stand alone at the age of 42 at the moment, a mother, a grandmother, and not knowing if my dad or anyone of my family still lives. I'm sorry I never went back, but I healed from this tragedy and I'm very proud of myself. I miss home and I miss having a family. But well, I always tell myself maybe I wasn't supposed to have blood family. I've created one of my own and I protect them like my life depends on it. Thank you for the podcast and thank you for healing our hearts. Anyone going through this, you can just be determined that the world will never treat you the same. But if you're determined, you'll have to turn the world against yourself too. Oh my God, thank you, Mwisha. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, my sister from Tanzania. This is so great, guys. Thank you for loving me. Tell me how to greet. And only Namibia sent me Mwalalapo. Well, if I'm saying it wrongly, kindly tell me how to say it, but I am very pleased to actually hear that. I didn't even know how they greet in Namibia. Well, my next one comes from Namibia, and she is called Nangula. Nangula says, I was sent away from my home by family members after my grandmother passed away. They told me I was going back to school and they sent me to a boarding school. In a small town in Zambezi, I went to school. By the time I came back, I had no home to live to because the people that were in my home didn't know who I was. The family really didn't have a lot to do for me, but the lady of the house told me to stay as a maid if I wanted. I knew a little bit of English, so I started tutoring at the same time being a maid to their kids. I was old enough to know that life had changed because I was only 15. And thank God from that. Like any other person you do not know, nothing I did was good enough. But well, since they put food on my plate, I had to obey and I had nowhere to go. I stayed. For the next 5 years, I was a maid in my own home. I promised to work hard for myself. From my young age, I knew how to save to look for a beautiful future. Right now, as I speak to you, I'm old enough to say this story because God never forgets his children. And at 25, I had my first official job. The only job I knew then was tutoring. I went back to school and got a professional teaching certificate. And after that, I've been flying to so many countries as a tutor, a home tutor. I guess God was just redirecting my own story, which at the moment I did not see. My family members keep calling in to ask for assistance. I have never given anyone anything, not because I have a bad heart, but because they showed me that I was on my own. I healed from it and I told them I hold no grudge, but I have no responsibility, neither do I have anything to do with them, because my family member that I only knew had died and they had taken away everything she would have given me. Thank you for the podcast. I know I've never been to Uganda, but I hear it's a beautiful country. Thank you for healing our hearts. Thank you for realizing that we need programs like this that don't talk about negativity but bring back positivity into our lives. I have grown up with a very soft and kind heart because of what had been done to me. I have 3 children right now, one of my own and 2 that I rescued from almost the same situation that I grew up from. That's when I knew that family does not only come from blood, but you choose it and be intentional about it. Say hello to Uganda, and I hope to visit one day. Oh my God. Hi, Nangula. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was lovely. And that is what I'm talking about, guys. We don't have to harden all the time. I know life is so challenging. I know life is not that fair. I know that we go through things that sometimes we even call upon God to take our lives or ask, why am I here if I'm going through all this? Sometimes it's redirection. Sometimes it's intentional. Sometimes we need to step out and say, I need to go where I do not know so that you can have a new road. Thank you guys, and this is so beautiful. You do not know how I'm so blessed. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I felt like we can all heal together. Thank you so much. And Nangula, that is a beautiful story. There is no life that is going to come when it's all roses. So thank you so much, Tanzania. Thank you so much, Namibia. And my next one comes from South Africa, and it comes from the person they call Thato. He says, I am a survivor of drug abuse. During my uni, both my parents passed away in an accident. I started drugs to numb my pain, and I couldn't find a job. I didn't know that being a graduate would be something people would make fun of. So when colleagues made fun of me, I had drugs to run to. It started as a joke, only to destroy my life for the 6 years I was in Tara Hospital, where I was in and out. On my last visit, I had to sit down and realize that I either follow this path or understand, accept, and rebuild everything and pray that my parents are in a better place. I won't say it is the best life you can live, but I know I have touched hearts that so many people at least admire. I have survived drug abuse, and I'll never forget the death of my parents, but I guess it's part of life that I have to live with. Funny enough, I didn't think about family coming in to help. Many have come, and they have given me a backbone. Thank you so much for us telling our stories, because sometimes standing and giving these stories might not be something that we are ready to share. I believe I'm on a journey of healing as I heal others too. Thank you so much for Healing Hearts. Oh, this is a touching stories, guys, and it reminds me of something of certain spaces where we go and you look at a friend getting wasted. Mind you, sometimes you have tried so many things to help them, but they keep on bouncing back. At first you judge because you have never been through a situation where you don't know how to fight, but you know how to give in. But for Tato, that really has a story to tell and a journey to recover from, this is so beautiful. And I think you're wrong, and I might be wrong too, but this is a story that most people would want to actually hear. I had to think about how we don't have AA meetings in Uganda. At least I've never, well, maybe because I'm not an alcoholic, but well, if we had, because we have so many friends and family members and community members that are going through so much hard time, and they can't even speak about it because they don't even know where to go. So if you had a realization that you had to stop, that is so beautiful, and I think the journey will be worth a while. Thank you so much, Tato, and thank you, South Africa. There's that language where I like it. I like the way they speak. I like the way the pronunciation, the articulation. It's something so beautiful, guys. Those are three, and we have one to go. So we say hello to Tanzania. We say hello to Namibia. We say hello to South Africa, and the last one, allow me to come back home. And this is from Uganda. Jackie said, I survived child marriage. I was sold off by my auntie to a drunkard in my village, who also sold me to a rich guy to become his maid in Kampala. Little did I know that he was looking for a daughter to look after. And every time my auntie called, he had to lie that I ran away. He was a parent. Unfortunately, I lost him at the age of 21. I was in my Essex when he passed on, and everything I am today is because of him. You can find love from places you never believed that can be. I was a lie to everyone because he told different stories to everyone that came home. And when I asked him, he always said, it's none of their business. I have grown up to mind my business because of the man I called my father. I am who I am because of the man who chose me to be a daughter where he had no daughter. Because after that, family members had to take back everything. My story is to encourage people that not everyone is bad. I grew up in hands of a stranger, from a drunkard to a rich man who they had said would sacrifice me for his riches. From that day, I knew that love can happen anywhere. I healed. Thank you for telling our stories, because sometimes we only have to tell the bad stories. I'm a healed person, but I didn't go back to my past. I don't think anyone will ever love me, and I can't describe the love that this gentleman gave me. But I knew from the bottom of his heart he wanted to help someone other than his family member. I'm a testimony of a healed man that loved with no condition and loved a stranger, a little girl that had no one at the time. He was God sent, and thank you, Papa. May you rest in peace. Thank you, Ira, for this podcast. Guys, I'm so excited. I think this is going to be one of the hottest podcasts here because we have to tell our stories. This is what I'm telling you. We need to smile about certain things. You see, there's still so many good people. Life can turn out to be good. We don't really have to be all roses. We don't all have to be winners, but we are winners in even the smallest of ways. Yes, we don't have to win and be billionaires and millionaires, but we have to win with peace and love and laughter. There is a lot beyond so much. We need money, definitely. We love money because it makes the world go round. But how about we also want the peace of mind? We also want the laughters, the joy, the peace, the truth. How about we also advocate for that? And this is what I'm advocating for, and I think we should see this go through. I usually don't want it to go so long so that we can listen, so that we can enjoy it. Again, tell me where you're coming from, how you say hello, how you say bye-bye, and how you say thank you. Kindly tell me how to say that. I wish one of you guys had said thank you. In Luganda they say mwebale nnyo. In Swahili we say asante sana. And thank you so much, guys. And I know there's so many coming in, but I need these stories. I need us to tell our healing stories. What healed you? Who healed you? How did you come out of that situation? What is your situation right now? If you want to give it, it is as brief as that. We don't have to tell the whole story, what you went through and all that, but what healed you. Because there was always a heart that is out there in your same situation that you went through 25, 30, 15, 10, 1 year ago. There is someone going through that. And if they hear such, they know that they can also make it in life. Stay subscribing, send it to other people to tell us their stories. Thank you so much for listening in, and I hope this is also another podcast you can listen to. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Welcome back, and thank you so much. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to each and everyone, wherever you're listening into. And bye for now. I wish you peace. But lastly, I dare you to dare. Bye for now.